I think we're live.
We're live?
All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Rudolph Family Inc. Studios. Bueller and Dodge and Dennis about to break you off a little something when it comes to the world of mixed martial arts. So make sure you pay attention, strap in, buckle up, and if you're going to your friend's fucking barbecue, take notes.
Yeah, do it. You have something to say.
You can find us wherever podcasts are broadcast, on Twitter and Instagram at SD_MMA while Twitter's still around. And on
Twitter's going to be around. We just can't Vine anymore.
Can't Vine anymore until Twitter gets rid of Twitter. And then Pornhub buys Twitter too. Because Pornhub is buying Vine.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
That does make sense. 6 seconds is all you need. Also, Split Decision MMA podcast on Facebook. Big thanks to our sponsors, strongboardbalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board, strongboardbalance.com. Dodge?
Yeah, since we're doing the push-up challenge, I tried to do the 22 push-ups on it. I did not.
No?
Did not be able to do. Not
With
22.
You,
not 22.
Do you put and walkie crafts?
Get your bottle opener on Etsy.
Do you put your hands on it or you put your feet on it?
I put my hands on it like this and tried to do push-ups, and it's like,
Yeah,
no.
that's not
I
happening.
did 4.
Are you serious?
I'm going back to just doing regular push-ups for a little while. I mean, I could do them, but not 22 in a row. Like, I was like,
Really? I'm feeling pretty
You think you can do it now?
I'm going to get the second. No, I already know I can do the 22 push-ups.
Well, not on
the
board,
strong board.
non-stop.
Yeah.
Just like you do your normal push-ups.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I can do like 4 or 5,
Dude,
and I'm like,
finally I'm going to have the upper hand on Dodge.
and then it's like I take a break, and I'm like, okay, let's reset.
This
Okay,
fucking
here
guy,
we
he's
go.
good at everything, bro.
What about putting your feet on it?
I haven't tried that.
Let's try
I'll have to do that one, yeah.
Give that one a gopher.
I feel like I could do that better.
I think you probably could do that one
I
better.
hope.
Change the way you work out. Check them out, strongboardbalance.com. Check out their Instagram for your chance to win one as well. And our second home, mymmanews.com. For breaking news, check them out. We do this once a week. They do it 24/7. You'll find out everything that's happening in the wide world of MMA.
Yeah, and check them out. Just like us, they got a lot of giveaways going away right now. They got tickets. They're trying to help 2 or 3 foundations right now. I mean, that's basically the guy who founded the site and everything. I mean, he helps veterans. He helps, dude. There's no limit to who this guy helps constantly. I don't even think he makes money off the site. I think everything that he gets from the site, he gives away.
Can you pay my electric bill this month?
Yeah, he's paid by the military, so I think he's already got good money anyhow.
All right. So big thanks to them. Check them out. And, of course, us, if you participate on our discussions on Facebook, then we'll send you. We got stickers and shit that we'll send you.
Yeah, and you might have to email us. I've already had a couple people saying that they've been sharing it, and I thought we would get all the analytics from it, but apparently if you share something that somebody else personally shared, we're not going to know about it. So just email us. We're at splitdecisionmma@gmail.com. You can hit the contact us button on the Facebook. Just get a hold of us. I mean, I don't think I've ever told anybody no.
We don't get a contact share, so if somebody else shares something.
No, it does seem like it wasn't working.
Yeah,
if they share directly from us, no problem. If somebody shares the share of the share, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems
So
with
it's
that.
not like sex.
No, shareception does not work.
There's a lot of problems with
Eskimo
analytics.
Brothers.
I was telling them earlier, somehow we have 200
Put an
views.
STD on it.
We have 200 views on Google Plus, but we have 0 reach. So I don't know how we didn't reach anybody, but somehow somebody watched it 200 times.
Did we touch anybody?
No, we did not. We didn't touch anybody.
I think. Oh, God damn it!
You knew that was.
He actually made physical
up.
contact. I thought it was going to be like, I'm not touching your thing. Now I'm bothered.
Now somebody's been touched.
Now I'm bothered. My
Good old
my beard is smooth.
Brandon
now.
Sandusky. Too soon?
No.
Not for us. That's what we do.
At least he didn't grab me by the. Anyway, so moving on now to No Love getting Cruz. Stop it. Wait. No Love gets Love. Cruz versus Garbrandt in the works for UFC 207.
UFC 207 is, we're going to have...
And Dillashaw is pissed.
Of course he's pissed. He's been asking for Cruz, arguing, it's not fair. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So
we're looking at what? When is this UFC go down? 207 is the December card, right?
This is the New Year's card.
The New Year's card on December 30th.
December 30th. At least it's one day before.
Yeah, it's close
I'll give
enough.
them that. They always do their pay-per-views on Saturday, so it is going to go down New Year's. This is all the same one that, obviously, Ronda Rousey's coming back, where you'll be giving him money to fight Amanda Nunes.
It's not happening, but all right.
Also on that same card announced
I think
officially,
I have the other $5.
we got Cain Velasquez going against Fabricio Verdum.
Sweet.
Part 2. Sea-level Cain.
Sea-level Cain.
This is going down in Vegas.
Part 2.
Part 2. Thank you, sir. Sea-level Cain.
When I make a bet with you and it's only $10, I pay you in 5s. Weeks apart.
Weeks apart.
If anybody makes a bet with me, you will be getting it in pennies and nickels.
Perfect.
If it ships, it fits. Right? If it ships.
What about cans? Because we got 5-cent redemption.
Oh, dude, start recycling.
Can I pay you in aluminum cans?
It's just a bag of cans.
I'll hella beat one of these bums that drives around with a kid cart on the back, snatch all his cans.
Would that be like?
Really.
Would that be like? Would a bag of cans be like the old Pride undercards?
No, it'd be like bum fights. A bucket of chicken and a 48
Oh
Oldie.
man,
oldie. Yeah.
that's how you get your ankle broken.
Oh, man.
UFC Fight Night 99 going down November 19th. This is going on at Belfast, Ireland. Gunnar Nelson was supposed to take on Uriah Hall. Gunnar Nelson is out of that fight. Or, excuse me, he was supposed to take on Dong Hyun Kim as the main event of that fight. However, he has been pulled out due to injuries.
So Dong Hyun Kim is out.
So Dong Hyun Kim, well, no, Gunnar Nelson was out first.
Gunnar Nelson's out.
Yes.
Okay.
He was supposed to fight Dong Hyun Kim. We are now going to have Uriah Hall versus Gegard Mousasi.
So none of the original fighters are
a
going to fight.
rematch. Not as the main event, no.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah, getting a rematch there as your new main event for UFC Fight Night.
I like that Hall versus Mousasi.
Yeah.
Even though Mousasi doesn't really want to, that's like fighting down for him, isn't it?
I think he just wanted the rematch so bad.
Yeah. All right.
So, anyway, that'll be going down November 19th.
Set your DVRs.
Such DVRs. Little strange news, at least to me. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, our 115-pound strawweight women's champion, has decided to leave her coach, leave her management, and leave her gym all before her fight at UFC 207.
That is weird.
Or, excuse me, 205.
Yeah, 205.
So, she says, she says people are afraid to make changes in their life, but I like, and they like to complain. I don't like to complain. I like to work. It wasn't easy for me to leave my gym or my coaches or my manager, but I want to keep growing. I'm waiting for a good offer. Bring me some money. That's all I want from my manager. Here I'm in the U.S.
If you get close to your mic, everybody.
Little bit closer. I don't know. I don't think this is necessarily the best
It's a weird move, dude.
move right before your title defense.
She doesn't have a gym right now, so she's not. Where's she training? In her
Now
backyard?
she's training down in ATT in
Okay.
Florida.
All right.
So
You think a level of fighter she is, you think it's going to make that big a deal?
changing gyms can be a big deal. I mean, if you're on a losing streak, who gives a shit if you change gyms? Because maybe something new will work. But if you're on a winning streak, why change?
Isn't she
Travis
undefeated
Brown?
Too? Isn't she undefeated?
She's undefeated.
Yeah,
and she's going against Kowalkiewicz, right?
Kowalkiewicz, yeah.
So you guys are under the impression if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes. To a point. I mean,
if you're undefeated, whatever you're doing is working.
I can understand if you want to evolve your game, you want to try to slowly add new things to your repertoire, but don't try to completely abandon everything that's worked for you up to this point.
But what if she's trying to Little Mermaid? Whole new world.
If it started going bad, I can understand, but it wasn't going bad.
How'd that work out in the real story?
She got legs, and it felt like pins and needles every time she walked
She turned
around.
to seafoam,
And then
sir.
she
died.
Okay.
She died.
Yeah, tell that one to your kids. Weird series events happened over last week. We had Legacy FC 61. The main event was supposed to be a fight between Steven Peterson and where's the other guy's name here?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find it's Mark.
It's your story.
Mark
You don't
Delarosa.
know.
Excuse me, Mark
So
Delarosa.
Schiavello on Delarosa career suicide.
Yeah,
Okay.
So Mark Delarosa was scheduled to fight the champion, Steven Peterson. Peterson missed weight by 3 pounds. Okay? They had some weird things go on where they moved the scale off this surface over to this surface. They started saying that it might have been tampered with. He was still overweight. All these kind of things that were happening. Mark Delarosa doesn't show up for the fight because he feels something sketchy was going on.
Just doesn't show up?
Doesn't show up. He's 7-0. He says he had a great game plan for to take the belt, but he felt something was shady was going on. He says he didn't see he feels he didn't see any witnesses have him make weight. He feels something, and Michael Chavello, who's a announcer for Legacy FC, called him personally and said, "Look, man, don't do this. You're gonna commit career suicide if you do this. You're committing. You're supposed to be the main event on TV. You're gonna be screwing over Access TV. You're gonna be screwing over all the fans. Legacy FC, who's now gonna become Legacy Fighting Alliance. The matchmaker. You're screwing over any chance you have. It's not like anything happened. I personally saw him make weight. We all saw him weigh in and do this. Don't do this. You're not some bum who's got no chance. You have what are you doing?" and the guy just didn't show up.
Sketchy. Anybody find him?
I haven't seen anything come out of it yet.
That's weird, man.
Nobody's heard back from him yet. Nobody, I guess he's refusing to.
He's on the beach somewhere.
Yeah. But I mean, what would you do? The guy misses weight by 3 pounds. You just decide,
No, I wouldn't disappear, man.
I don't want to.
I would take 20% of his purse
Right?
and then fight him.
Right? And be done with it.
That's simple. I wouldn't just disappearing is weird, man.
Kind of strange. Kind of strange. What else we got going on here? We have. Let's go with this here. Good old France.
France.
Good old France has decided that the French Sports Ministry has decided to change the rules of combat sports, pretty much outlawing MMA in France.
They've hated MMA forever. We've never had a UFC there, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
While it's not an explicit ban, they detailed new rules that they're prohibiting, including the cage. They're prohibiting cages.
Dumb.
So CF MMA, the official French MMA federation, is basically pissed off and challenging things. They're getting ready to have an event, and now they're not going to be able to have one. New rules such as fights have to take place on a carpet or in a ring.
Or a runway.
With 3 or 4 ropes.
Did you imagine that? Mixed martial arts on a fashion runway?
On a fucking red carpet.
The corners of the ring have to be protected. These techniques now are strictly outlawed and will lead to immediate disqualification. Punches, kicks, or strikes with knees against a fighter on the ground. Any strike with an elbow, headbutts,
Already outlawed.
blows to the genitals.
Already illegal.
The spine, back of the head or throat.
Illegal.
Pulling the hair.
Illegal.
Throwing an opponent intentionally on the head or neck.
Illegal. There's no head spiking allowed.
Or throwing them out of the ring.
Don't have a fucking ring then. So we have a cage.
Or a runway.
Biting is also illegal.
Biting is also illegal.
So most of these...
That's what they said. He was like, some of these things they're talking about have been prohibited for the past, forever.
Yeah. Well, there was the woman who, I don't know if she was in French Parliament or what it was, but she was the one who spearheaded the whole anti-MMA, it's cockfighting thing, years ago when you and I first started doing this podcast together.
Yep.
So apparently
she says,
working.
the ministry takes us for idiots. All countries have recognized MMA in Europe except for France and Norway.
Wait a minute. And I just want to go on a ledge here. We can't forget what some of the legislature said in New York before the vote.
Right. I mean, we read that.
This would become gay porn.
It would lead to schoolyard violence.
Pedophilia.
Yeah.
Yep.
And these are our people. So, I mean, we can't shake a stick at France and tell them.
No, we could...
I can still shake a stick.
I'll tell you what.
They're going to shake a white flag at us. We're going to shake sticks at them.
This is what I think they should do. We'll trade you. Put it back in the cage. And the rules that are still unified mixed martial arts rules in the States. Put those back in there, too. But we will allow each fighter, like flag football, to wear a white flag on the side of their shorts. And then if the other fighter can grab that flag...
They're done?
They're done.
That's a knockout?
Over. It's a knockout. That's all you got to do.
Do you have to get 2? Or you only have to get the 1?
You got to get 2. You got to get both.
You got to get 2. So 1, that's like a takedown.
Yeah.
It should be 3 flags. Almost like 3 knockdowns.
3 knockdowns.
Yes.
We'll do 3 flags.
That works for me. They all have to be white, though.
Oh.
Surrender flags.
Little French flags on the end of them.
Yes, perfect. Yes. Now it all works. Can we agree to this? Sign the fucking dotted line, but MMA back in France.
Can we do it on a napkin? Write it up on a napkin.
Some binder paper with color crayons.
All right.
Former Bellator welterweight champion Lyman Good has been pulled from his fight with Belal Muhammad at UFC 205 due to a potential doping violation.
What?
Yep, Mr. Good's not going to be able to fight in New York.
Way to go, dude.
So how long do you think? This is the first time we're going to see the full 24 months?
We'll see. I mean, out of competition sample.
Or is this going to be another one? And I don't know if we're going to do the story later where it wasn't his fault.
It's not his fault. Never it's his fault.
It's tainted chicken.
Yeah, it's tainted chicken.
Tainted supplements.
We don't know what he has been. We do not know what he has been tested for or failed to test for. We don't know if his sample B has come back yet. But so far, he would face up to a 2-year suspension.
Sucks for him to miss out on the New York card. That's big for Bellator. It's a big card for them.
Well, no, this was in the UFC, sir. This was their former Bellator champion.
Oh, I read Bellator. Because Bellator is doing a card in New York right after the UFC
New
does,
Year's
right?
Eve, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
That's even worse. If you're missing out on the UFC card...
Can you be like, hey, Bellator, can I get re-signed real quick?
just real quick, just for your New Year's Eve card. That'd be awesome.
Something would be great. John Jones pulled from UFC 200. We remember all this whole thing due to a contaminated product defense. Saying
His hair gel was bad, right?
Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm just telling you, like, this is what we chant in the black hole. Bad call. Has nothing to do with the story or anything, but I'm just saying.
But when you go to a Raiders football game.
Raiders football games.
a lot of these things, this was really hard to
How's
read.
that drive to Vegas going to work out for you?
This is a lot of legal mumbo jumbo.
I don't know if you've heard, but it can happen. There's some contractual obligations.
There's a lot of problems right now with it. Yeah.
Of course there is.
Yes.
I'm not
Something around
surprised.
the $6.5
So he
million.
might be able to take a football team there,
But it won't be the Raiders.
It won't be the Raiders. And then as soon as they build a stadium, the Raiders will regrow or spawn again, like a lot of you do in video games.
Spawn point kill.
Because Raiders are campers, really. Enough about football.
What the hell are we talking about?
John Jones in his court case, there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo going on here.
That's how much we care.
Yeah.
We started talking about football once we started talking about John Jones.
John Jones.
The revolving problem.
His brother does play football, so.
Who also got in trouble.
Who also got in trouble.
John Jones raised several affirmative defenses to his answer to the Nevada State Athletic complaint and disciplinary action. He specifically argues that they should take into account any punishment that the USADA imposes, and has arranged for his USADA hearing to take place before his Nevada State Athletic hearing. Basically saying, that they've already suspended me. Just take that into note. I should get some leniency from the Nevada State Athletic Commission because they have not been able to prove anything as of yet. And it should have to do concurrent jurisdiction. Knocking shit over.
I'm just knocking shit over. Concurrent, yes, jurisdiction.
Yeah, jurisdiction is basically his new argument of please don't find me into nothing.
we have a well-known city murderer who was put in jail that they never really proved anything, but he was just such an asshole.
Murdered cities?
He
No.
murdered a whole city.
He murdered a whole city.
Damn.
So they put him with a serial rapist who raped cereals. And
Count Chocula's.
so I just don't get it. I mean,
Still traumatized.
again, we're dealing with a guy who had 24-hour rehab. He got off. I mean, there's a laundry list of what this guy just got away with, and how many times is this going to happen?
A lot. Look at Chris Brown.
But it's not.
Nobody cares what Chris Brown did.
Chris Brown.
He beat up a Grammy Award winner before the Grammys to where she couldn't even go to the Grammys and accept a reward or perform. Pictures got out online, and women still want to have his baby.
That's how they roll.
It's just, who cares if John Jones does everything illegal under the sun?
Oh, the fans, don't we?
No, they don't. They just want to see him fight.
Okay.
Just want to see him fight.
I'm ready for him to go away.
Yeah.
I could personally care less, but there's enough people that want to see him fight to where he's still going to make money for the UFC.
True. Jess Guy was on a 7-fight win streak coming into the UFC. Has now gone 1-5. She does have one no contest due to the well-known performance-enhancing drug marijuana.
Sativa, not indica.
Yeah. However, she is going to be, after her recent loss, split decision loss to Betch Carreer at UFC 203 in front of the hometown Cleveland crowd, she's going to be taking a break, possibly a year off. Dana White has rest assured her that she will not be cut. They will give her one last chance, but if she needs to take the break, she needs to take the break.
Yeah, take it then. If the UFC's not going to cut you, go travel. Go see France.
You won't have to fight there.
Yeah, you want to fight. You want to worry about fighting.
Some more people just kind of stepping away. We have Frank Mir says he would like to be released of his contract.
Wants to try some boxing?
He wants to try boxing and kickboxing. I fear for Frank Mir's life.
Isn't he suspended?
Well, he's currently waiting for something.
Why didn't he say he had tainted supplements and then say he used the same stuff?
He said he had tainted kangaroo meat. Unfortunately,
what if that kangaroo took those supplements?
Unfortunately, kangaroo meat is not farmed.
Oh.
So they can't be like, oh, well, they were giving growth hormones to the kangaroos.
No, because they're like rodents in Australia, aren't they?
Kinda.
They're like pests.
They're marsupials.
They would be roused.
No, that's not what I mean.
They would be rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, rodents of unusual size. But it's not like Australians are like, oh yeah, we love our kangaroos. They hate them. They're like, fuck these things. They fuck up our crops. They fuck up our farms. They fuck up our
so it's like
backyards.
our raccoons.
But this is what he was saying is that I ate kangaroo meat. I'm pretty
But
sure.
what I'm saying is that would like be us being like, oh, I ate tainted raccoon meat.
Right.
Because they got into somebody's garbage can and ate their supplements.
Yeah.
And then I got some farmed raccoon meat.
Yeah.
It's not how it works.
not how it works,
somebody who
Frank
farms
Mir.
raccoon meat?
Yes. His name is Bubba. He lives in Wyoming.
I would love some burgers, Bubba. Coon burgers.
Roadkill Cafe.
Yum.
So, I mean, I don't know. Do you think Frank Mir is going to do great in boxing?
No, but if he wants to try it, fuck it, let him. I'd watch it.
I don't think you can say that because didn't Cormier beat somebody who ended up going to the WBA and becoming a heavyweight champion? Cormier knocked somebody out, and then they ended up going to be a WBA heavyweight champion.
Well, there's enough boxing divisions where I'm sure Frank Mir can find one to be successful at.
Let's see. Cormier's record. We're doing this live.
Let's see where he knocked out.
Lucas Brown?
Yeah.
We going Lucas Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Lucas Brown became... Yeah,
I love
there
that
you
guy's
go.
albums.
Woo!
Dennis
That's right.
knew something.
I'm not just a good-looking head rack, dude.
Yeah.
Became the first Australian to win a version of the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship.
Yeah, and he got knocked clean out.
And then
by
later
Cormier.
was stripped of his belt due to a failed drug test.
Okay. See? So Cormier beat up a juiced Brown.
Who that guy went on to be 24-0 in boxing?
See?
What the shit?
That's right. Fun fact.
I'd watch some Frank Mir.
I don't know if I would.
You've been keeping that one in your back pocket this whole fucking time? You've been in here for 3 years. All of a sudden he's like, boom, knowledge drop.
Bitches. Mark Hunt's still trying to go after the UFC for his case against Brock Lesnar. Says he would like to get the money that Brock Lesnar is going to be fined.
There was no contractual obligation to pay him any money. It's been stated over and over again.
Right, just making noise.
Well, here's the thing that they're basically saying. He's saying that they're still in negotiations with this right now. That he did obtain an attorney. The attorney says by looking at everything and how it's played out, he says, let's see.
I mean, could he claim that he took the fight under false pretenses because Brock
Hunt
Lesnar...
said he turned down fights against Josh Barnett, Junior Dos Santos already because he has not been levied any fines from Brock Lesnar. They've offered him 2 fights since then. They basically said that they're going to wait until Brock Lesnar's hearing plays out. When his hearing plays out, that's when they'll be able to do it. He's saying the UFC's own anti-doping policy, see right here, it says, which also gives the UFC the ability to take away Lesnar's purse, is broad enough to include any money he makes as a result of these fights. Theoretically, the UFC, upon finding violation, could take the money back from his purse, the $2.5 million purse, as well as anything he's earned from pay-per-view, and a win bonus, if they wish, and put it into its anti-doping program.
Which is not Mark's pocket.
They're saying that's what they're going to try to make the case for, is that you should take the money away from him, at least. Take the money away from him. By the way, when you're taking it away from him, you should also possibly give me some.
But then you're going to say, but they will be setting a precedent from that point forward, too.
And they're saying, just like right now where guys are, they miss weight, 20% or however it is, goes to the state and then also goes to the fighter.
But that's contracted.
Right.
That's already written.
They want to make this something that happens.
That would be interesting if they took it away from Brock and they put it into the anti-doping program.
Which they have the ability to do. That's in the.
But if they actually pulled the trigger.
If they actually pulled the trigger, that's going to be where it comes down to.
So maybe if they wrote it up and they said, if you were found to have fought somebody who tested positive for drugs, it's a set amount of money. Like you just get $20,000 because you had to fight somebody that was on drugs.
Yep.
I'll fight anybody on drugs for $20,000.
It's like people they call that a hazard pay.
Right.
Like people who
for
climb
sure.
power lines and stuff.
Except for angel dust. Fuck that.
Really?
Anything aside from angel dust, I'll fight somebody.
I'll take you to the West Side. You can fight somebody on PCP. I'd
It's
love
the
to
same
watch
goddamn
that.
thing. I ain't doing that.
I would love to watch that.
I'll fight a meth head. I'll fight a crackhead.
I don't know.
So basically, they're saying that they're
I ain't
gonna
fighting no PCP.
exhaust the hearing process and wait, and then file lawsuits. Again, how do you see this playing out? Do you see nothing?
I see nothing.
Yeah, I think it opens.
Do you think they're gonna take any money from Brock?
Oh, I think they'll take money
They're
from
going
him.
to find him. They have to.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't find him.
But I don't think Mark's going to see any of that money.
And I don't think. And if we think about how shitty it would be if USADA started seeing money from people testing positive.
But
Brock should really just send him a check to shut him up.
Right?
But just imagine.
Here's $1 million.
If it's like,
half.
oh wait, the UFC is going to take away all $4 million that this guy made and he's going to give it to us. We better start taxing
What
everybody.
if you just sent him to season passes of all the WWE pay-per-views?
Here's front row tickets.
Front row tickets, bro. You come see
And
me
here's
all
the
the
new
time.
video game before it comes out.
I love you.
Suplex City.
Here's a box of steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, wait, no.
No, wait.
I need those.
Here's my Suplex City t-shirt. It's on sale now for $19.95. Everyone go ahead and try to check that out. Kayla Harrison, first American judoka to earn a gold medalist in judo, has signed with World Series of Fighting.
Cool.
Not only is she signed with World Series of Fighting to be a fighter, she is going to be a commentator.
All right.
So cool. We get to hear her commentate. I don't know how that's going to work out. She doesn't know. I mean, obviously she knows judo. I want to know how she's going to be able to explain MMA.
Does she watch a lot of MMA? Has she been a fan for years?
She just says she wants to follow in the footsteps of her former training partner, Ronda Rousey.
Because obviously, the three of us could go just walk on and commentate any
Pretty much.
fight show for sure.
I feel like, we've been given opportunities to do so.
Yeah.
Just for some reason or another, they didn't work out.
Yeah. We're the walk-on team. Just do that. World Series of Fighting.
Can you please? Because it's all going to shit.
Shane Carwin back in MMA. And
Yes,
we're not
he
just talking
is.
about freak show fights. I mean, we kind of are because he's going to Japan.
We're going to Rizin.
He has signed with Rizin, a contract with Rizin. He is going to be entered into their open weight tournament as a wild card.
I'm pretty pumped about this, actually.
Going down December 29th at the Satahama Super Arena in Satahama, Japan. Rizin 3 and Rizin 4. Round 1 has already taken place. Round 2, guess what?
So he's like literally coming in with a bye.
Oh, yeah, he came in with a bye. He's going into round 2. We don't know who his component is because we got to see what happens.
Love it. I love it. I just love that he's back. We've been waiting for Shane Carwin
He
to come
could
back for a
fight
while.
Mirko Krokop or Vanderlei Silva.
I would love that.
Okay, like I know we were talking about through a little text circle, and away from the drug testing thing. Do you think a little bit had to do with that he might not be taxed the same tax bracket for
Cash.
Cash?
It's the Yakuza suitcase.
He could be given cash.
Okay.
Tax-free cash. That's what I see happening. That's a lot of what happened in Pride. I mean, multiple fighters have talked about this. They would just show up with suitcases of money and be like, "This is your purse. Does this work for you? No?
Right.
How about this second one?"
Getting it back through customs is a bitch, which is why
Not
guys...
if you don't spend it all in Japan.
Exactly. Which is why
I
guys
can have this hotel suite for 2 weeks. $100.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's 200.
That's what I'm saying. That's why guys like Rampage, Vanderlei,
They love Japan, man.
like lived there after their fights. Oh, okay, I got my purse. I'm gonna stay here for the next 5 months, allegedly.
Allegedly. Uriah Faber has announced that after his fight going down UFC on Fox 22 in Sacramento that we are trying to be going to,
Yes,
he will retire.
I love it.
Win or lose, going up against Brad Pickett December 17th.
I love it. This guy's got a storied career. No UFC gold.
37 years old.
30 in a row.
14 years of fighting.
Amazing. Just amazing.
He said he's been teeter-tottering back and forth on it a long time, but he's just kind of go out there and
Just one of the most innovative and championship-worthy, championship caliber fighters that we've seen in the cage, who's transcended multiple just growths in the cage and has stuck around to fight it out. Good for him making the decision to go out on his own, not being forced out.
And even people who are stingy with their money are trying to get tickets to this thing.
Yeah.
Because they want to be there for his last fight.
For sure.
But I told him it's not really going to be his last fight.
You don't think so?
No, just like Dan Henderson. You haven't seen their last fight.
All right.
No, he's going to battle with old age.
Let's see what else we got. UFC. We got a big story about the UFC and all their money issues. We'll get to that. Let's do this first. We got Chael and Tito went on ESPN, live from the Bellator event that happened. They did a debate, I guess you could call it. They did a split screen where they got to both talk. Chael Sonnen got to go first. It was pretty funny. He said that Tito is so broke that his Rolls Royce got repoed. And he said, he goes, "I'm not a big enough prick to own one, but it's a nice car." And Tito, I don't understand what Tito was trying to go with, but he says he's got gas coming out of his ass and it's not his butt.
Yeah.
This is why Tito should not be allowed to speak without a teleprompter.
Got that big ass head and like 4 thoughts rattling around him.
You got Chael Sonnen, one of the greatest talkers of all time, and you got Tito Ortiz, who can sometimes form sentences.
Damn, that's the funny shit he's saying about you, Tito.
I'm not worried he can't read a map to find us.
Chael Sonnen the whole time while Tito's trying to talk just flexed. The whole time, like not even looking at him, just flexing. Then later, Tito comes out and reaches down with his juice box and like crushes it. And he says, "I'm gonna find you. In fact, I got you right here," and like crushes his juice box. And apparently he drank the juice because nothing came out of it and nobody was impressed.
Surprise, Tito drank the juice, huh?
Yeah.
Poorly thought out.
It's pretty funny.
Tito used to be able to talk trash like a long time ago.
He used to, but he just... I don't know.
I don't know either. I really don't. I can't wait to see the fight, though.
The fight's still going to be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, everybody wants to see the fight.
This fight's going to be interesting.
Is it going to be pay-per-view?
No.
No,
what?
that's Bellator.
That's Bellator. It's always on Spike.
All right.
So there you go. Spike New Year's Eve. You got nothing else to do. Throw that on there.
Why not? We're handsome.
Oh, nice.
I got told we are handsome.
Just those two, right?
No, these two.
So we got
because apparently I have a fat ass head, but
no. Joey's got the big head today from apparently the Photoshop that I made.
Yes.
Everyone's like, "Why is Joey's head so big?" I'm like, "Because it had to fit on the body." I don't know.
Ego.
Ego. That is Joey's ego in that picture.
To scale.
To scale.
Yeah, the scale.
UFC 206 going down in Toronto, Canada, December 10th. The one that, according to Dennis, George St. Pierre might be fighting on against Anderson Silva.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen is the lights are going to go out and the glass is going to break.
Yeah!
And then George St. Pierre is going to come walking out with 2 beers in his hand and a leather jacket.
I think he's going to come out on an ATV.
It can't happen. It can't happen.
Anderson Silva's going to pop out from underneath the cage.
Yes.
He tried and tried. They couldn't come to terms.
However, 2 people who did come to terms, Anthony Pettis against Max Holloway.
How's he going to get there with his cars burned up?
That's the next story I was going to tell. Why you got to ruin the joke? Because right after this fight was announced, somebody didn't like that fight. Maybe it was Max Holloway's friends because they burned the shit out of his cars.
Fucking firebombed his cars.
All 3 of his cars in his driveway were...
Shit looked like Beirut.
Yeah, were torched in Milwaukee.
That's just crazy.
What's crazy to me is that it didn't affect the house. When you look at a blaze that big.
Yeah. He says, he put this picture up on Instagram. He says, "I am a fighter. I won't be defeated by this. I'm also extremely confused and saddened by the events that occurred. I'm grateful no one was harmed by this cowardly act. My life, as well as my loved ones, were put in danger. I cannot understand why someone would want to hurt myself or my family. I will do everything I can to ensure we find out who committed this crime, and they are prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Regardless of the crimes that have been occurring lately, this is my home. I really hope the city that I rep has my back and on this, and someone helps by reporting anything they know about this."
Sergio took it completely differently and posted a picture on Instagram saying, when you're in the car and you pump your boy's mixtape and he starts spitting that fire.
He also posted this selfie of himself in front of the burned out cars,
smiling.
Do you think he did it? No. Accidentally?
They're like, Nationwide is on our side.
This is what happens when you have the Diaz brothers over for a ride in the back of your car.
How much are you smoking back there, man?
I dropped the blunt.
I dropped the blunt.
Just park at the driveway. We'll go.
No, I really dropped the blunt.
Just leave it. We're leaving.
Yeah, we're going.
No, seriously, there's a bump printer back there. Just go, run.
Right.
So, yeah. Anthony Pettis gets signed for a great fight, the UFC 206.
I think it'd be awesome if
Now has to use that purse money to buy back 3 cars.
unless they roll out a couple of cars when he gets there.
Right.
You know, like the end of the Ultimate Fighter season,
hey,
whatever.
guess what you get?
You win a brand new car.
Forbes recently ranked the UFC the number...
There wasn't like a beef between the Pettis brothers and the UFC that we know about,
No,
right?
that's we were talking about this earlier. Is there anybody he has problems with?
Yeah, because I thought that their brother got killed. We looked it up. Their father was stabbed to death
A long time ago.
earlier on. They just might have a string of bad luck.
Were they like low-key threatening to leave the UFC? And the UFC were like, no. No, you're not.
They probably knew something about Hillary.
Oh, man. That's just like Glenn and Abraham.
Wow. Forbes has ranked the UFC number 7 world's most valuable sports brand.
All right.
That's coming underneath Nike, ESPN, Adidas, Under Armour, Sky Sports, and MLBAM.
Blam.
So they're bigger
than Reebok itself.
So they're bigger than the brand that tells them what to do with their fighters.
Yes, according to Forbes.
According to Forbes.
Now Forbes is only valuing them at $2 billion when they were bought for $4 billion.
Yep.
That's
It's like a new car. Once you drive it off the lot,
it's no longer
not worth $4 billion anymore.
So some new details have come out on how the UFC owners plan to increase their earnings. This was a investment document, I guess, that got leaked that somebody has a hold of. They said some of the things that they plan on doing is they're going to drop the UFC budget, Ultimate Fighter budget.
From $27.6 million to $10 million.
Yeah.
Losing $17.6 million in that show. Does that mean they're going to have to sell the house?
I don't know. Like, I mean, does that include... I got to believe that includes advertising, flying the fighters out there, getting them all tested, doing all this stuff. So maybe that's why the next season is going to be All-Stars. It's like, hey, you're already under contract. We don't got to pay for shit. Y'all are going to stay at your own house, train there, come in to wherever, and we'll have you fight to be back in the UFC.
Like when they did team versus team?
Yeah.
Train at your own gym.
Yeah. We can't afford this shit. Private jet's gone. They sold the private jet.
They sold the private jet?
Yep, gone.
How's Connor going to get to the UFC
That's
now?
exactly what I said.
You have to believe they have all these millionaire sports people. They have their own fleet of jets.
This is true. How's Connor going to get there? Mark Wahlberg's going to pick him up.
Yeah.
Right, you know.
According to the document of the sale, it wasn't actually $4 billion or more million that they were talking about. Instead, here you go. You ready for that? Look at that number right there. This is after all the fees and everything else.
Oh, it was only $3.975 billion. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
So
they had to pay the broker fees.
everyone needs to understand it's not $4 billion. So you guys need to relax.
No, $3.975 billion.
However, I like this number here. June 2015 and June 2016, the earnings were $170 million. $175 million.
In a year?
Yeah.
No, they went from 170 to 275.
Yeah. So it increased to 175 million.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah,
what you
175
said?
million, yeah.
Yeah.
I just reiterated that then.
So still, in 1 year, they made $175 million.
Nice.
You're such a reiterate.
Now, they're saying that they have to be able, they want to, increase the original price. They want to get this up a little bit here. By doing so, they're going to have 13 pay-per-view shows a year.
Yeah, they're axing a lot of pay-per-views.
Yep.
Well, didn't you think it was getting a little out of hand?
Cutting
Well, that's
71
kind of what we said when we announced our new schedule, though, too. Like, wow, that's a lot.
cutting $71 million in costs away from Fox and pay-per-view.
All right.
Employee compensation is identified as the biggest area of cost savings. They're going to obviously releasing 15% of its workforce. They reduced payroll costs from 55 or by 55 $400 million. $55 million.
$55,400,000.
You think we could end up seeing longer cards now? Like they actually start the undercards fights at 3:00. We'll see the pay-per-view cards start at 6:00.
No.
They also said they're going to increase standardization and more rigorous corporate discipline, namely in the area of compensation practices, travel and expense policies, consultants, political contributions, and overhead.
The reason I don't think so is because if you end up having earlier undercards and longer pay-per-views is because then you're adding cost to your production crew and everybody you have to have on site, and you got to pay more for the pay-per-view. If it's going to be 4 hours instead of 3 hours, you're paying more for that time slot. True. If they're all about cutting costs right now, I really doubt they're going to do that.
We got some word on Sean Shelby and what the divisions he's going to be handling now. Remember we had talked about the new guys coming in. He's going to be handling the women's strawweight, bantamweight, men's bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight bouts, while Maynard will be taking over the following. He'll be taking the flyweight, the middleweight, the light heavyweight, and the heavyweight, which to me is like a weird gap. You're going to take flyweight and then all these other ones?
Yeah, it's weird.
Just seems like a big thing. They are also starting their own new reality series on Pop TV. I don't even know what fucking channel that is. Is that like a real TV? That's a real...
Is it online?
No, this is a real channel.
That's going to become UFC TV.
Pop TV? You think Pop TV is? They're going to be starting a new reality show.
Actually, you bring up a good point. If they're going to be cutting the budget for The Ultimate Fighter, it's probably because they're going to be producing it on their own channel.
But they still got to have a budget.
Yeah, but it's probably not going to cost them as much
because it goes from Fox or Fox Sports 1 to their own. I can understand that. Anyway, the new reality show will be for the new ring girls called Octagon Girls.
I've seen that movie before.
You can see a bunch of selected models join the ranks.
I can't wait to see the parodies.
Yeah.
The series will document their work with the UFC as well as their lives on the road and back home in Southern California.
Is Octomom going to star
in it?
You
can apply. You have to be 21 years old.
I can't apply.
Donkey Mom.
Have never appeared in pornographic material.
Define pornographic material.
And have a fit and athletic body type.
I'm definitely out there.
Dad bod is in.
Well, remember, what was her name? Chanella Pierce or whatever? The Chanola, or what was the girl's name?
That didn't make it very far.
No, it was the black girl. Remember,
Yeah.
they found out she did softcore porn,
Yeah.
and she got cut because of it.
It wasn't even softcore porn. It was nude posing.
But because she didn't
Disclose it.
she got cut.
But now they're saying even if you disclose it, you can't do this. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, what qualifies?
I don't know, because both Ariana and Brittany both have done Playboy
right
and done nude photo shoots.
after they were already Octagon girls.
full nude.
Yeah, but maybe that's because
You
they were
can
under
see the
contract
old-
and they
And
could.
it was
Yeah.
whatever.
All right.
Disclosed.
Dana White says his relationship with GSP is never been better.
Don't believe his lies.
He recently met with GSP. Then George St. Pierre even came out in his own little Instagram video and said that they met with the new owners, Ari Emanuel, as well as Dana White, made peace that they have not come to terms to fight in Toronto, but things are definitely moving forward. We're working on things together. The biggest thing, obviously, that everyone's always talked about, that we've talked about before, is the Reebok deal, because he has such a big deal with Under Armour. He wants to be able to wear his Under Armour gear to the ring and afterwards. As well as cutting costs, the UFC has cut 13 fighters. Shane Campbell, your favorite black belt, Kevin Casey,
Good.
Cody East, Glacio Franca, Leonardo Augusto, Gumeres, Corey Hendricks, Cal Magales, Enrique Marin, Tamden McCory,
Got cut again.
Kenny Robertson, Bigfoot Silva,
Big
Sean
fits.
Spencer, and Alberta Uda. Bigfoot Silva already signed with a new Russian organization. He's going to be fighting in Russian at, what is this?
The Russian milk agency.
I can't even tell. Titov Boxing Promotion.
Titov.
Yeah,
It's a vodka, isn't it?
Titov Boxing Promotion.
I'm
is where
pretty
he's-
sure that's a vodka.
He's going to be fighting in Russia.
for
so-
vodka.
Well, I don't know if it's for vodka. Maybe it's something else. TRT. Because they don't test in Russia. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Hence, never mind. Never mind. Well, good for him for finding a second home.
Yeah, Kevin Casey though, man. Aren't you sad?
I'm so sad.
What are you...
You know what he's going to do? He's going to go make his own organization and make himself the champ.
Champ, yeah.
There's not going to be any other fighter in that organization. It's just going to be Kevin Casey Fight League, and he's going to be all the champions.
All the champions
From,
from every weight class.
Bantam to heavyweight. And he's just going to have one big, ridiculous Flavor Flav size belt that he's going to wear.
Like our Flavor Flav size bottle opener.
With
It's too heavy to hang on the wall, Kevin.
Spencer Pratt's face on it. Yeah. Is Spencer Pratt still alive? I haven't heard from that guy in a while.
And Heidi Montag? I have no clue. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends, of course, to find us anywhere podcasts or broadcasts. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at SD_MMA. On our website, splitdecisionmma.com, or on Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. Big thanks to our sponsors, which would be strongboardbalance.com as well as mymmanews.com. And you just saw the giant bottle opener. I want to see the bottle if that opens.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things you can win in December. All you got to do is you got to get entered in our weekly drawings, and to get into that, just I guess email us to splitdecisionmma@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently sharing our stuff isn't we're not noticing it.
not
So
working.
if you
Let
want to
us-
get an
yeah, let us
entry,
know.
email us. It's that simple.
And we'll send you things. Not Rory, though.
Not Rory.
Rory stays here with us.
And next week we actually get to talk about fights.
Finally. What's next week?
I don't know. There's fights coming up though.
It's a week from today.
But it's not the UFC 205. That's the week after, right?
That's the week after.
Yeah.
Right.
But there are some fights coming up because, Philippines didn't like the UFC, so that's why we couldn't talk about fights last week.
Exactly.
That's right.
All right. So thanks for listening again. Tell your friends. And from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios, it's Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.